Does anyone want to fix it up with their girlfriend? Does anybody want to fix it up with their boyfriends? Does anybody just want to fix it? Well, here's how to do it, okay? You don't need any gifts of kinds of the matter of fact to buy. You don't have to go out, you don't have to watch TV, but the gift to yourself is getting on YouTube or any other place you can make videos. And make sure people can see it. Make sure people can see it, because when you lie, you will pay for it by embarrassment. Make a video, you and your wife, talk about the new things, talk about the old things, talk about the way it has to be and it should be in order to make a relationship work. Work the relationship. It's time to make everything work and stop with the gifts, stop with the promising, and stop with the maybes, or I think so, or I hope so. Start with concrete, because everything put in concrete will sink it to the bottom of the ocean. Start now. Get online. Hey wife, what's going on? I've been nasty and I've been not nice. What do you think I've done in the last year? Do you think I wasn't nice? How do you see it? Let's make it live. Let's see the public. Maybe we're not thinking straight. Do we have to think straight? Well, let's look at it this way. If I became an atheist right now, and I'm married, my God is my wife, as I'm her God, she is my God. God makes corrections. G-O says go, and the D is the demon inside of you who enacts to reacts of only what his soul can pick up, not including the light of thought. Have patience this year. It's all about the patience. We know we don't have patience, and we know we have no time for them. The hospitals are overloaded. Too many patients. Yet in this world, no one has patience. When I get mad, the first thing I say to myself is patience and learn. Patience and learn. Why should we learn? Why can't we just have fun and just eliminate everything? Don't look at anything. Who cares? We don't care. My friends, we're looking for peace in this world. We're looking for action and excitement. Go and do something you haven't done before. Smoke a weed. Smoke some weed. Smoke some weed. Why do I say this? Because we're always pulling weeds from the garden. God is trying to remind us about the weed. We always get out the pots and pans. So again, we mentioned the weed with pots. We always mention the green, and the weed is green. So get it out. We now give fancy names to our weed. Santa, blue and purple, violent red, violent blue. Remember your colors. Go play pool, and just don't play pool, but look at the green ball. Look at the red ball. It's 11 and 3, creation of man. 3 and 11, 3 times 11 is 33. 3 plus 11 is 14. That's the center of Rubik's Cube. 33 and 14 is 47, meaning time. Reverse 74 is Jesus Christ. I should have did it again the right way. Understand your colors and why they were put into this world. The color combinations. The combination of man and woman. Are you gay, homosexual, lesbian? You know what? I watched Brokeback Mountain and it was all about love. It had nothing to do with the act of sex. It's all about love, my friends. L-O-V-E. Total number count, 54. It takes 2. Rubik's Cube, when you actually count the pinpoints, there are 26. 26 plus the core. 26 plus 6 is 32. 32 gets you around from E to E, from ear to ear, from eye to eye, E and E, E and E. Ear, eye, whatever you want to say. Mr. Tack fans, this is what I'm going to say to you. The first numbers, okay, on one side of this wheel is 28, and number 2, the B world of time heaven, the birth and the cross on your back. Venus and Saturn against again. What is that, number 35? 35, which is the egg of creation. 3 by 5, 3 plus 5 equals 23. It is also 3 by 5 is 15, the 15 pool ball, and 3 plus 5 is the 8 ball, because after you get the 15 ball, which is 1 and 5 is 6, you have to get the 8. You got 68. And it goes on and on. We can turn around the cube. And now I don't know why my video seems to be working better, but on this side, 32 and 19 is 41. Start it, go, and come back to go. 15 and 4 is the moon. Walking on the moon. 32, 19, and 21 is 72. 72 plus 59 and 27 is 86. 72, 86. Or count the black. 15, 4, 19, 21, 38, 44, Barack Obama. 57, Heinz Ketchup. Also the year we are in this world. 67, 68 86, 72, 86, 3 red, 9 black. 3 by 3 is 9. This is definitely, how do you think this was made? 100, 150 years ago? They didn't have computers. How did they make it so perfect? And if you also want to see on the other side, I'm going to try and turn it around. 27 and 10 is 37. 10 and 29 is 39. 29 and 8 is 37. 8 and 31 is 39. 31 and 6 is 37. 6 and 33 is 39. 33 and 4 is 37. 35 and 4 is 39. 32 and 5 is 37. So this whole wheel is perfect. No computers. How did they sit down and figure this out? Was it a mathematician that they can just turn it around and do it perfectly again on the 7286? I don't think so. I really don't. I think this is a manufactured world. Donnie, I'm asking you, Donnie Gilson. I want to know about 7286 Pegasus and how Andromeda fits together in this. If it's a computerized world, eventually you will hit the piece of the puzzle that will unravel everything. And since you know about space, and all of us together actually understand space and time, and isn't it funny the way space and time in a simple geometry account, I like to just say Jiminy Crickets, totals 91, which is one season, 91, which is ace to M, or let's say the ace to the king, is now 91 again. 4 by 91 is 364, 13 moons. 4 suits in a deck by the 91 calculated measure of gematria equals to 364. 1.25, or the one soul of who you are with the 1/4 of the light. We run a year like this. If you have to run around all the way around to this side, that's not even 360 degrees. That is. So if the world was like this, we'd be going around in a circle. If it's stretched out like this, can you see it? You see the angle of it stretched out? That would make 3 days, 1 day, and 3 days a week. 3, 1, and 3. Barack Obama, Herbert Hoover, Barack Obama, 44. 44 in Monopoly is 40 plus 4. You end up on 10% of the mind. 4 by 4 is 16. 4 and 4 is 8, is 24 of the day. You know what's funny? Terry Mosher, for those guys who know him, his address is 4440. Isn't that funny? Because 4 times 4 is 16, and 44 by 40 is 1760. The total, 1776. Terry Mosher, however you want to say it. Alfred Weber, he started to unroll last year. I started to notice, and when I notice something, it always happens. My thoughts always happen. That means Alfred Weber is going to be on a roll this year. And so will Donnie be on a roll. His whole life, both of them will straighten out. People will see the truth. It will come out. Now, I'm not talking about InfoWars, because people talk for and against this guy. But let me tell you one thing. As long as your mind is awake, that's what counts. That's the way we make love and how we connect. Rubik's Cube is also 54. The same number as love. 10 is 45, we don't have it. 3 45s on each side of the clock is 135, one penetrating into 5, the other penetrating into 7. 57, 75, the Hebrew New Year's in 2014 in October. I don't think I'm wrong. I don't think that, can you call it the apparition, like they told me on Free Talk Radio, that was in the sky? I don't think I just saw things. In fact, I don't think anybody that's schizophrenic just sees things. They just don't pay attention to the actual truth. They get scared of what's happening in front of them. We get tired. A mental disease tires us within the mind because the mind is working. Secondly, the Mayans. Do you want to know about the Mayans? 25,000 years ago, I don't believe this whole world was inside where it was. I believe we were open to the sky. Eventually, over time, you know, Skynet, they're not building in the sky. They're covering the earth. They're engulfing the earth inside another system. That's what it's all about. That's why they're always flying up and down, because they're covering us. The only amount we can see is through a little eye in the sky. And when we look up, we can see out to the whole sky. But we're not in the actual sky. And are they controlling the weather? More than less. 100% they are. In fact, more than less is because I noticed that the last couple of like months or 2 months, it seems like they're right on with the weather where they haven't been before. In the last 2 months, my cats have been acting really different, and I can tell the difference because I've had 25 in here. I see how they act. Now I've got a standoff. My 2 cats are outside. There's 1 female, and they're all surrounding her. But let me tell you one thing about her. She's got the claws of a real cat, and she won't let anybody touch her. She'll let them bite her neck for a little bit, and then she'll turn around and swat them. What do I believe? I believe Prince Charles is on the other side of Connecticut. So he's the next move. The Queen and her son are the next move for me. Within the next 6 months, we've got to see something about her and the son, because there's something different. In my work, the letter Q is 6226. It's also 1771, which is 88. 62 and 26 is 88. 88 and 88 is 176, or one spirit is 76. Something has got to go deeper into this year in order to finite on my numbers of 7286, which ends up from 6776. I went 6226. Now you might be getting lost now, because there's a lot of numbers here. Just because some coincidence I pressed in 6776 and minus that from 7286, it ends up to be the difference of 501 or 51, which is B and O rail, and again relates to Barack Obama. The last thing, a monopoly. 44 is 22 and 22. 22 and 22. 22 one way brings you on to Tennessee. 22 the other way, 21 is free parking. 22 the other way is New York. But if you count from the dice starting at go, 22 would end up to be 20, Tennessee, 10, S, C, the spirit of 10 will see as New York has fallen. 22 the other way around, if I remember, it's 1 to the right of Kentucky, which is next to Indianapolis and Indiana, and if I remember, it is the red chance, and is the chance we have read in our lives, or we haven't read, but the chance we have taken. 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. I mentioned Pegasus, and every time I look it up, it's funny. In Wikipedia, it says 7286 Pegasus, but somebody took down the number. And it doesn't show my IP address up there, but eventually I found it out in Windsor, so that's pretty weird. Win-her. Thank you. Oh yes, Baffin Islands. Thank you. I hope everybody had a fine new year. Oh, wait a second. We just started the new year.